to talk to you today a little bit about how the golf club works in a professional golfer or in a good ball striker. Now, there's a lot of relaxation involved, how the body moves and how this golf club responds to the movements. With tension in your body, you're going to have a lot of problems playing this game. So we work on getting the tension out by moving the feet, and you move your feet really from your hips. It's not you just step quick here and use your calves and the hamstrings. You use your hips to move, to feel the ground, and to get into a more athletic position. Now, I'm going to talk about how this golf club works or should work. And I'm going to use a baseball bat here to show you another sport and how the bat works. Now, we're on a different plane, of course. Baseball is coming in at different levels, but it could be a low pitch that comes a little bit closer to a golf swing. I played a lot of baseball. I coached both of my boys in Little League Baseball. So I know that a lot of kids didn't swing the baseball bat correctly. They failed to step. They didn't keep the bat back. They swung the bat with their arms and hands at the pitch, and they couldn't hit. They would strike out. Or if they did hit a pitch, they would stay here and swing like this, and they'd hit the ball over to the first baseman. Couldn't get it out of the infield. So I did a number of drills that I learned from some of the professional baseball players that I taught. And one of them was to put the baseball bat on the shoulder, have the kid look out at the pitcher. Uh, we would do maybe a real pitch or just a fake pitch, and we would have the kids learn to step. That would be number one. The second thing would be to step and turn the body. Step, turn the body. Okay? And then the last thing would be step, turn the body, and swing. What you're teaching the child is to keep the bat back and to use the lower body and the shift to start, the rotation of the body to bring the bat forward and to hit the pitch out in front. Now, a few other things happen when you actually take the bat off your shoulder, and that is the relaxation that a batter should have before the pitch is coming in. So you'll usually see the bat moving, some kind of waving. You're not going to have a professional baseball player stand there frozen with the bat firmly in the hands. There's going to be some relaxation there. And then what happens is a beautiful thing. The kid has the bat up. We also get the right elbow up so the elbow can fall and you can get more leverage in the pitch or in the hit. Now the pitch comes in, you step, turn, and as you do, with relaxed wrists, the bat, of course, falls down, falls onto a flat plane or a level plane, and the bat swings into the pitch. Now, one thing that I didn't have to teach kids was to flatten the bat. I'd get them with the bat up like this, the pitch would come in, and they would go and naturally drop the bat in. I really never had one of the kids that I worked with, even the kids that needed a lot of work, I never had them go like this. Not one. I didn't have to tell them to do this, but they all did that pretty good, and then they swung the bat in to hit the pitch. Now, if it's a low pitch, I step and the pitch comes in here to hit, and I have to lower my body. I have to drop, lower, and rotate. What a great thing for hitting a golf ball. Now, of course, the ball's on the ground. Let me put this ball on the tee here. And get the golf club and talk about the club. Now, there's a tremendous impulse for just about every average person I teach to have a hit impulse, a kill impulse. They're going to tighten their muscles on the downswing and try to hit the golf ball. Now, the amazing thing that happens as you become a better player is the ball becomes unimportant. It's just an area down there. Most top players don't stare at the ball. That's just a haze, basically, that you swing through. So for a professional golfer, their practice swing, if they wanted to, they may not make a hard practice swing, but if they wanted to swing pretty hard at it, that would be the swing they use when they hit the golf ball with that much effort, which is transmitted by these movements of the body, the rotation of the body, and letting your arms fall, having gravity help you, not tensing the upper body. Okay, now let's say we can get a little movement before we hit it. Like I said, we're moving a little more out of the hip joints. We get the club to swing away to the top. I'm not going to get too complicated, but we get the club swing away and get it into a nice structure at the top. And I've always looked at the elbows getting reasonably level. I mean, there's great players a little low, a lot of them pretty even. Some of the really long hitters get the elbow really high, as we know. Say Matthew Wolff would be one who gets just the right elbow super high. There have been a lot of those players that do that. So it's a tremendous variable backswing, not exactly the same, but what it certainly is getting the club into a position where you can hit it. You're not going to glue your elbows to your body, which is kind of old time teaching. Keep your right elbow tight to your body and think you're going to hit it a long ways. So allowing the club to get up. The thing I wanted to talk about in this YouTube post, and if you like this post, by the way, I'd like you to hit the subscribe button. I'd like you to get on our channel, and I'm going to have a lot of things that I bring out here in the future. Of course, I've had a ton of things on this channel that have been on there for a lot of years and have had hundreds of thousands of views. Okay, up to the top. When I change direction, there's this compression move. I drop, and the club is supposed to react. Not as much as a baseball bat, but it's supposed to react a little bit. If you take the club over here, it can't go any lower. So we definitely need to get the club up, and then the club can fall. It can fall in. Of course, I wrote a lot about this in the 8-step swing, in the X Factor, build your swing. I've been talking about this for decades and decades of how the club falls in. And one thing you can do as a checkpoint is when you do stop, you could, at the downswing position right here, we call it early step 5, this butt of the club should point above the ball target line. Let's say we have a ball target line right here. We definitely are not starting the club with the pull action. The club gets pointed right at the ground. Okay? So I just have people try to relax a little bit, get the club up here. It's called the X factor, the differential between the shoulders and the hips, and then start the lower body, sit into the ground, let the club respond. Feel your right wrist drop back, feel your left wrist flatten if you want to. You might have to just do this a while to get away from this death move. Again, that was in the 8-step swing. Death moves are things you're going to be terrible the rest of your life. So I change those with the students I'm working with. So, okay, let's hit one. That's an easy practice swing. I can feel some of my good stuff in there. And then you'll start to hit the ball so much further. It's just the natural athletic movements that you get into your golf swing. You'll be able to hit the ball with ease. You'll be able to hit it a lot farther, but you've got to learn to get this golf club to stay on the correct plane, and that happens from taking the tension out and by understanding what you need to do. But in a good player, in a young kid, they do this naturally. I know a lot of you, it doesn't happen, but this is an idea for you to relate to hitting a baseball, swinging a baseball bat, and how that is very similar in the golf swing. So I hope you like this video. Give it a like. Come down and see us down here in Coral Gables, Miami. Hope I can see you soon.